What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another brand new installment of Renegades Reviews, exclusively here as always on the Casa D18 Studios channel. I, of course, am your host, the Renegade JJ Williams, and today we begin the MCU in chronological timeline order, not movie release order, with none other than 2011's Captain America, the First Avenger, starring Chris Evans, Tommy Lee Jones, Hugo Weaving, Haley Atwell, Sebastian Stan, Dominic Cooper, and Stanley Tucci. What's going on, everybody? Thank you for joining me here once again for another brand new installment of Renegades Reviews. And like I said during the introduction, today we begin our journey throughout the MCU from Iron Man through Spider-Man, Far From Home, and Black Widow. But we're going to go in chronological timeline order as opposed to order of the film's release. So with that in mind, today we're going to start in the 1940s, World War II, with Captain America, the First Avenger. And our film actually opens in the present day with scientists in the Arctic discovering a frozen aircraft. From there, we flash back to 1942, and Nazi Lieutenant General Johann Schmidt and his men steal a mysterious artifact known as the Tesseract from the town of Tonsberg in Norway, which is currently being occupied by the Germans. Now, the Tesseract houses the Space Stone within it and possesses godlike powers. Back in New York City, Steve Rogers is attempting to enlist in the army so that he can go fight in World War II. He's rejected, however, due to his numerous health issues. Steve's best friend, James Buchanan Barnes, or Bucky, has been accepted, however, and made a sergeant in the 107th Infantry. Now, while attending an exhibition of future technology featuring some of Howard Stark's tech, Steve attempts to enlist once again. Dr. Abraham Erskine overhears a conversation between Steve and Bucky regarding Steve's desire to serve his country. So he allows Steve the opportunity to serve, just an opportunity. Steve ends up getting recruited to the Strategic Science Reserve, or SSR, to be part of a super soldier program under the supervision of Dr. Erskine, Colonel Chester Phillips, and Agent Peggy Carter. Dr. Erskine tries to persuade Colonel Phillips that Steve is the right man for the job, but Colonel Phillips is unconvinced. He changes his mind, though, after seeing Steve attempt to sacrifice his life by covering a grenade, unaware that it's a dummy grenade, and it's a test, seeing who's willing to put down their lives for their country and their fellow man. The evening before the procedure, Dr. Erskine reveals to Steve that Johann Schmidt went through the procedure as well prematurely, and as a result, suffered permanent side effects. Schmidt and Dr. Arnim Zola worked together in order to harness the energy of the Tesseract with intentions to use the power to fuel Dr. Zola's inventions, hoping to mount an offensive that will change the world. Schmidt is able to find Dr. Erskine's location and sends an assassin named Heinz Kruger to kill him. A huge media event is held where Dr. Erskine performs the procedure on Steve, injecting him with the super soldier serum and zapping him with Vita rays. Steve emerges from the procedure taller and more muscular than before. Kruger takes his shot, kills Erikson, and runs off with a vial of the serum. Steve chases after Kruger and is able to capture him, but Kruger pops a cyanide capsule and commits suicide as a way to avoid interrogation. With Dr. Erikson dead and the super soldier serum lost, United States Senator Brandt has Steve tour the nation as Captain America in order to promote war bonds, while scientists try to reverse engineer the serum by studying Steve. While on a tour in Italy in 1943, attempting to entertain some of the servicemen, Steve learns that Bucky's unit, the 107th, is MIA. Steve refuses to believe that Bucky is dead, so he has Agent Carter and Howard Stark fly him behind enemy lines in order to mount a rescue attempt. Steve is able to infiltrate the fortress of Schmidt's Nazi division called Hydra and freeze Barnes and the other POWs. When Steve confronts Schmidt, Schmidt removes a mask to reveal a red, skull-like appearance, which has earned him the sobriquet, the Red Skull. Schmidt is able to escape, and Steve returns to the base with the rescued soldiers. Steve is able to recruit Bucky, along with other members of the 107th, Dum Dum Dugan, Gabe Jones, Jim Morita, James Montgomery Falsworth, and Jacques Dernier, to join him in attacking other known Hydra bases. Howard Stark outfits Steve with the most advanced equipment that they have, including a circular shield that is made of vibranium, an extremely rare metal that is nearly indestructible. Steve and his team begin to sabotage a number of various Hydra operations, while he and Agent Carter begin to fall in love. In 1945, the team assaults a train that has Dr. Arnim Zola on board, and Steve and Gabe Jones are able to succeed in capturing Dr. Zola, but sadly, Bucky falls from the train to his death. Using information that the Army has retrieved from Dr. Zola, they locate the final Hydra base, and Steve leads an attack to prevent the Red Skull from using weapons of mass destruction on major American cities. Steve climbs aboard the Red Skull's aircraft as it is taking off, and during the subsequent flight, the container that is holding the Tesseract is damaged. When the Red Skull physically handles the Tesseract, it opens up a wormhole into space and sucks him into it. The Tesseract burns a hole through the plane and is lost in the ocean. With no way to land the plane without detonating the weapons of mass destruction, Steve radios Agent Carter and says his goodbyes. Steve then sacrifices himself, crash landing into the Arctic Ocean. Howard Stark begins a search and rescue mission, combing the waters for both Steve and the Tesseract. Howard is able to eventually find and recover the Tesseract from the Arctic Ocean floor, but is unable to find Steve or the aircraft, so he is presumed dead. We then flash back to the present day, and Steve awakens in a 1940s-style hospital room, having been recovered from the frozen aircraft that was discovered at the beginning of the film. On the radio, Steve hears the broadcast of a baseball game from 1941 that he was actually in attendance for, and grows suspicious of his surroundings. Steve flees from the hospital only to find himself in present-day Times Square, where Steve meets Nick Fury, the director of S.H.I.E.L.D., the Strategic Homeland Intervention, Enforcement, and Logistics Division, which is the successor to the SSR, the Strategic Scientific Reserve, that was founded by Peggy, Howard Stark, and Chester Phillips. Director Fury informs Steve that he has been asleep for nearly 70 years. And as our film draws to its close, in a post-credits scene, Director Fury approaches Steve while he's working out and gives him a mission that has worldwide ramifications. Captain America is my favorite hero within the MCU, and it all begins with this film. And there's a few different quotes that I'm going to read off here that really sum up why I love Cap so much. And no, it's not the often repeated, I can do this all day. That's good, but that doesn't give the insight into Steve's character that makes me love him and love the Captain America character. First one, I don't want to kill anyone. I don't like bullies. I don't care where they're from. Very simple, very sweet. Granted, he's a guy that's been bullied his entire life. But at the end of the day, he doesn't want to hurt anybody. He doesn't want to kill anybody. He just doesn't like bullies. I think we can all relate to that because I'm sure at one point or another in our lives, we have all been bullied by someone. You start running, they'll never let you stop. You stand up, push back. Can't say no forever, right? Again, stand up for yourself. It doesn't matter if you lose. Eventually, you will gain your rival's respect by the fact that you never back down. And the last one. Bucky, come on. There are men laying down their lives. I've got no right to do any less than them. That's what you don't understand. This isn't about me. Can you get any more noble than that? These men and women nowadays going to foreign lands and literally dying over there for our rights and our freedoms. And Steve feels that he's got no right to do anything less, regardless of his conditions, regardless of all the things that the Army says are why he cannot join their ranks. He refuses to take no for an answer because he wants to do the same amount that they're doing. I'm just saying, like, maybe part of it is Chris Evans's portrayal of Steve Rogers, Captain America, but the nobility, Captain America is the moral compass. And I honestly feel that we'd be a lot better off as a whole if we tried to be a little bit more like Steve Rogers in our day-to-day lives. That's just a personal feeling. I know there's a lot of people out there that when it came down to Civil War were Team Iron Man. But these three quotes right here, and I'm sure as we get a little deeper through the saga, I'll find some more quotes from the Avengers films, from Captain America, the Winter Soldier, from Captain America, Civil War, that'll help to define my love of Steve Rogers, Captain America, even more. But for the first film, those three are the ones that really seal it for me. What do you guys think of Captain America? let me know. If you're watching the premiere, leave your thoughts and comments over here. If you're watching on demand, leave your thoughts down here. But when it comes to my rating of Captain America, the First Avenger, it gets 5 out of 5 for me. It shouldn't surprise anybody. Like I said, I really love this film. And I know there's a few people out there that didn't really care for it, that thought it was a little bit too cheesy. But you've got to keep in mind that it was kind of going for that 40s B-movie serials like you'd see at the start of the films, sci-fi. It was going for that type of, it was going for that type of appeal. That's what it was trying to grab people with, are the people that are like my parents' age, my dad, my uncle, my stepdad, who went to the theaters when they were kids and saw a double feature, newsreel, a cartoon, a serial, all this stuff for the films. Captain America started with serials. So I'm sure that was part of what it was going for, and I feel they nailed that vibe beautifully. Beautifully. And then the post-credit scene, which set up the Avengers, which release date-wise would be the next film. But we've still got to go back, man. I mean, this is the first one we're covering. We still got to meet everybody. Captain America, the First Avenger was just a solid film, in my opinion. And honestly, there's a few other movies that I could have done for 4th of July. But considering the theme we're going with for this month, I couldn't think of a better Marvel movie for the 4th of July than Captain America, the First Avenger. Make sure you guys get out there on social media. Get those hashtags trending for me. Hashtag Casa D18 Studios. Hashtag Renegades Reviews. Hashtag Renegade Returns. And, of course, the ever-popular hashtag Shenanigans. We interrupt this episode of Renegades Reviews for an important announcement about
merchandising.
Merchandising? What's that?
Merchandising. Come, I'll show you. Merchandising, where the real money's made.
Make sure you go over to teespring.com/stores/Jeff Meacham Network for all the t-shirts you see here from the West Coast professor, Jeff Meacham himself. You can get shirts for the Jeff Meacham Network, Talk Wrestling, as well as the red and gold Meachamania shirts. And while you're there, don't forget to get your shirts of the Casa D18 Studios Brotherhood, the Dads on Wrestling shirt, the Renegade JJ Williams, Statboy Sports Bar, and the hashtag StatBoyApproved shirt. Make sure you go over to teespring.com/stores/Jeff Meacham Network and score your shirts today. Make sure you guys get out there. Do what that commercial just told you. Go to teespring.com/stores/Jeff Meacham Network for all the official merchandise of the Casa D18 Studios Brotherhood. Get you your Renegade JJ Williams shirt, Dad's Not Always on Wrestling, Statboy Sports Bar, hashtag StatBoyApproved, hashtag Shenanigans. Get you your official merchandise of the Jeff Meacham Network, 3 different designs of the Jeff Meacham Network logo for you to choose from, along with Talk Wrestling, Meachamania, and more. Hey, it's summertime, and that means barbecue, beach parties, pool parties. Go to the Teespring store, get you a tank top. You got the choice of Meachamania or the Renegade JJ Williams. Both in tank top form, both perfect for those parties this summertime. Get out there, show your love and support. While you're out there showing your love and support, do what that ticker tells you to do. Do you enjoy my content? Do you enjoy the fact that I'm out here in my garage studio weathering triple-digit heat to bring you guys brand new daily content? Do you appreciate my sacrifice and what I put myself through to bring you this content? If you do, go to the PayPal link, scrolling across the bottom of your screen, make a small donation. Keep in mind, guys, I'm not monetized, so I'm not making any money off any of this yet. So if you enjoy my content, go to the PayPal link. Like I said, send me a couple bucks. Don't want to send me money? Go to the Linktree link, click on my Amazon movie wish list, pick a movie from my wish list, send it to me. When it arrives and I open it on Renegade Recap, I'll give you a shout out. And then likewise, when I factor it into one of my theme months and get to actually cover it and review it, I'll give you another shout out. Just my way of showing my love and appreciation back to you guys for the love and appreciation that you guys will hopefully show me. So once again, please get out there, show a little bit of love and support for me. Make sure you guys tune back in tomorrow, right back here on the Casa D18 Studios channel for another brand new installment of Renegades Reviews when we move forward in the timeline from World War II in the 1940s all the way up to 1995 with 2019's Captain Marvel, starring Brie Larson, Samuel L. Jackson, Ben Mendelsohn, Digimon Unsu, Lee Pace, Lashana Lynch, Jude Law, Clark Gregg, Gemma Chan, and Annette Bening. You're not going to want to miss out tomorrow, right back here on the Casa D18 Studios channel when we take a look at Captain Marvel. To all my loyal viewers out there that have been joining me here for the premiere, leaving your thoughts over here, thank you very much. I greatly appreciate it. All my loyal fans that tune in a little bit later in the day, watching on demand, leaving your thoughts and comments down here. Thank you very much. I greatly appreciate it. I appreciate each and every one of my loyal viewers out there that tune in on a regular basis and show their support for me. Thank you very much for watching and tuning in, and I will see you guys next time.